sheer adventurism is driving me to go deep into the Onyama mines. It is the biggest coal mine in the whole of South. Well, the coronation of the new Oni is a watershed in the history of the Yoruba land generally, and Ife in particular. Now, because they have a leader now, that will... Simply put, Gura is a beautiful countryside with awesome landscapes. If something differently will be done to the Nigerian textile industries, that our youth will be employed. Many people that attend the church here can tell you.
Service in Holy Rosa is in Guinea.
We are taking a canoe tour of the communities on the bank of River Niger in Getso.
On the plateau, the sights and trees from various states in food basket of the nation. Let's put our hands together.
Whenever I reflect on Nigeria's cultural heritage, I see images of excellence.
I'm sure we are all, we love the dance from Benue, white and black, the colors, red and black. The next stage is Cross River.
The reality of Nigeria's cultural excellence is a function of the collective will of the diversity of the country to never let go of their past and their history. This, of course, is in defiance to external forces, of which modernity and long history of contact with the outside world are just a few.
We welcome all of you once again to Plateau State, the home of peace and tourism. And the whole of Nigeria is gathered in this state to celebrate.
To the credit of the National Council for Arts and Culture, it sustains drive to annually bring Nigeria together to the showcase of the diversity and uniqueness of the cultural perspectives of every corner of this great country. This allowed the world to take notice. Otherwise, there is no formal forum presently that actually bring the country together in one blast of cultural expression of a national nature. I am giving a deep thought to the last time the National Festival of Arts and Culture NAFES was held. It was in Jos, the Plateau State capital. In a previous episode here, we look at some highlights of that epic event. But the full story is far from told. It was a blitz of Nigerian culture unedited. But there were themes as sub-themes, and a scholarly interrogation of the fields and premises of Nigerian culture.
Ancestral mask goes to seek for the one who shall bring transformation. She goes to bring the one who shall bring reformation. She goes to find the one who shall beat the...
Is sports a field of culture? Golf more show. What are the roles of children and youth in the development and preservation of Nigerian culture? The questions are multiple, and our engagement will be thematically on point. Plateau State is a cultural entity. Its ethnic composition have history of keeping calendars of a major festival. Pusdum is a major festival among the Angas nation. It happens during Easter period and has a national appeal. At any rate, it brings the Angas people home at Easter to the celebration of their cultural heritage. In all occasions, the Ongolongas is the major driver of the festival. It is so with the Birom too. They maintain a national festival, the Nze Birom, and it's a clarion call to all Birom to be home and celebrate their history and culture. The Birom inhabit Jos North and Jos South mainly, Riom and Barikiladi. The point here is, when Nafes arrive Jos, it becomes a get-together of the national cultural ambassadors in the home of culture. Yes, Jos is a fitting platform for the festival, and its empathy was total. Everywhere, you meet actualities of a major festival, a feeling that something musical and entertaining is in the offing. On the opening day, I amused myself on the sideline. I followed groups' dress rehearsals, and they are good to see. All the groups on these rehearsals are from various local government areas of Plateau State. As host state, every local government area of Plateau State brings forward its cultural ambassadors to represent it. It turned out to be a precocious delivery of music, dance, costumes, and traditional beliefs. The National Festival of Arts and Culture is built on themes. Like in many states where previously NAFEST was held, children and youth are at the heart of its programming. It was so in Jos too. In this hall, children were put into a contest, what they can do differently with their hands, handicraft for survival, and the children show rare capacity for the craft. Over the years, National Festival of Arts and Culture has tried to bring in children and youth into the mainstream of anything that is cultural and arts in Nigeria. In fact, in Jos, there are over 7 programs that are meant to address only youth and children. Like where we are, it's an arts and craft competition, and various states are here, more than 12, and they are competing harmoniously for a prize on arts and craft, and you'll be amazed. Every state has something it's bringing on the table that is unique and defines it. That is the beauty of it, bringing on youth and children to be the drivers of Nigeria's cultural revolution.
For a very long time, there's a disconnection with the Nigerian youth and the reality of life. So we've now used this platform of NAFES to bring Nigerian youth and the children to come and start to catch them young at the early stage. If not, they will imbibe other people's culture. They will imbibe other people's arts and craft. So now you can see them doing things that is original to us, that is indigenous. By the time they get to a certain age, they will appreciate what the elders are doing culturally.
But my fear, Otumba, is the fact that after NAFES, what happens to these children?
Well, what we've tried to do, we've tried to set up a capacity building strategy through their handlers.
This boy from Plateau is making a chair made out of bamboo. The girl from Enugu is engaged on her tailoring contest, and the rest of them. Can you see this chair? It looks good and effective. And believe me, I feel, if you have this chair, it may last maybe as long as 10 years or more. And you know what happens? At NAFES 22 in Jos, it was made by this young man. You talk of skills among children. Who said that when you teach our children skills, they will not be able to develop and do something different, and that will change their lives? And I think that's what is happening here. Zona ana magani? Zona. You can see the man who makes the chair is right there on the seat, and it doesn't break with him. It won't break with you either, which means that there is quality and strength in what this guy is doing.
Because they are used to, it's a surprise for everybody that someone like their children to be in this, because it is good for Nigeria on the next day.
Okay, so you are learning something now? Do you know how to do this thing before?
Yes.
Okay, and now what did this one teach you? It makes you to do it better?
Yeah.
Okay, so what is this you are making?
Fan.
And the fan?
Yes.
And you make it with the sewing machine?
Yes.
Okay. Do you do it at home, or you are doing it first here?
No.
Have you been doing it at home?
Yes.
Okay.
This is the first I've done. This it has tree to put on it and nail. It is as tree to put on it and nail.
Okay.
This is the hand fan.
In yet another competition for children in the Jos Festival is playing the traditional instruments, national musical instruments, and this comes a complete package with the relevant cultural attires and swag that characterize such music. The organizers of the festival believe that culture should have its keepers in the emerging society's population. The emerging population must be made to take these cultural activities too and see them as indispensable aspect of what they are. Some 10 states entered this competition, and their performances had been awesome. The two competitions were designed for skills development. Crucially too, they are tailored as a means of income generation and self-development. Here lies a major punchline of NAFES. It is an extravagant exhibition of cultural heritage, all right, but it is also inclined to supporting skills development and lifetime of occupational engagement. In fact, it is a major feature of NAFES over the years that wherever it holds, youths in the whole state are mobilized to have skills acquisition training. In Plateau State, more than 3,000 youths were so mobilized, and they received 4 days of intense hands-on training on various aspects of skills development. The youth are grouped according to their area of their interest. The Director General of the National Council for Arts and Culture, Otumba Shego, was close to the training exercise always, reinforcing the need for the youth to take to their skills acquisition seriously for income generation and self-reliance. Experienced tutors from the local environment were engaged to put the youth through. There was training in tailoring, make-off and gele making, pomade making, and air freshener. Despite the population in this training, the youth humbled themselves to the exercises. In the end of the day, they were given certificates as evidence of their newly acquired skills. You sometimes don't attend to a manless sport without a flourish, without drums, danger warriors who are setting out to a competitive sport. NAFES and Jos featured archery. Virtually all the states of the Federation brought archers to the Jos NAFES. Every archer is allowed 2 throws and is expected to hit specific points in a fixed target. The competition was intense. Men tried and failed. Many came agonizingly close. And at the end of the day, only one competitor chalked up enough points to score and win. Archery is an indispensable feature of the evolutions of many states in Nigeria. In the north especially, there is scarcely an emirate without a cavalry of archers. In the wars of the time past, the archers are always a unit of the fighting commands. They play prominent roles too in hunting expeditions and are noted as traditional medicine men. This perhaps explains the heavy northern participation in the archery competition, which involve elderly men in familiar archers' costume, who traditionally are typecast as archers. It is perhaps apt that while NAFES was going on in Jos, a group of Angas community from Ron in Kenki local government area of the Plateau State came to me to cry about a dying heritage. It is an ancient culture of a special bag that is only identified with the Angas nation on Plateau State. For hundreds of years, this multi-purpose bag adorned the shoulders of majority traditional Angas people, but the art is threatened by mortality. Baba Meshach here is one of the last representative of that generation of people who make this bag and who made a name out of it in Rong. But then Baba Meshach is Asian, and the fear is life, that this community are afraid that a time may come when there will not be anybody in Rong community who will be making a bag, which has a history of over 200 years happening within that community. Baba Meshach, shekara kano kana yin wannan sana'a? Well, before I miss it, Mr. Meshach here is telling me that there was a time in their area when virtually every part of the community is involved in making this bag. It is not always the sole occupation of the people, because people tamper this thing with their agriculture. But then it is holistic. Virtually all the communities are engaged into it, and it provides them with an alternative income to do their livelihood. And then people from outside Kenke come to buy from all over of Plateau State. And when they buy, the people get something, and they take it to the market too and hang it in a market store. People still buy, and then they use it also to go to their market. Their women go to the market. That is as interesting as this thing has been. But then, like I told you, the phobia is real. These people are afraid that a time may come when there may not be anybody who may be baking this bag, while in actual fact there have been hundreds of people that were directly involved in making them at a point in their own lives. That is the phobia of this man. This man says he has spent almost 85 years doing it. Historically, the bag has never been without market. Title holders routinely order for tens of them as gift items to their guests and subjects. It is a must-have also for virtually every rural Angas person as well. Its average unit price in modern estimates is 10,000 naira only.
Well, this bag is a special bag to the Ngas Nation in Chile. When you look at the Ngas logo, you will see this bag in the middle, then two horns by the side. So by the time that this bag is no more, that means the entire nation is also dead. That is one of my first fear why I want this bag to be produced in large quantity so that it can provide livelihood to the younger generation and also the continuation of heritage.
There is a conscious effort now to revive this dying art of special bag in the Angas Nation. Governments are bringing in youth to appreciate their cultural heritage and work at preserving it. Some non-governmental organizations are involved as well. Perhaps it is important to understand that traditionally, this bag carries everything with it that traditional engagement with the natural environment allows for the Angas man, from hunting catches to food on the way to the farmlands, and a lot such like. One other important exhibition at the Jos Nafes was local cuisines, a display of rich Nigerian dishes. States come up with exotic displays of their food variety in their local environment and the wide range of resources that their states are endowed with. NAPES officials, led by the DG National Council for Arts and Culture, took a deliberate tour of state pavilions to observe the cuisine and marvel at their variety and taste. I have a close look at some of these cuisines from Taraba and Benue states. Along all the stands we go to, where this cuisine competition is going on, you will find that variety of food that are available in Nigeria. Now the issue is, you find that Nigeria has rich content of what you call food for its own sake, that we don't need to import food. Like obviously fish. Look at what they have here, dried fish, which means that we have adequate facility by which we can treat our fish so that it doesn't no waste. And then of course, you can find the fresh fish here. Fish is a rich source of protein, but then it is there in enough quantity in Nigeria. But the question has always been that, why has it not been across all the country, all the state, so that people can benefit?
We need to train our children about the cultures, and we also need to make sure that we harness our own tourism potentials.
Develop them.
Yeah. We have very high tourism potential in Taraba State. We have the Mambla Hill.
We are doing food fair, and you are welcome to Benue Kitchen. As you can see, we have prepared pounded yam. As food basket of the nation, we prepare pounded yam with roasted chicken and Benesit soup to serve for the event. So you are welcome to Benue Pavilion.
Are you saying that all that we have seen at Benue, are produced locally in Benue, or you have food that you bring from outside?
No, they are prepared locally in Benue State.
Well, no, I mean the produce, like I have banana.
Yes,
pineapple.
we have banana, apple, sweet melon, the yam tuber, as you can see, and the purple. They are all prepared in Benue.
Are they produced in Benue?
Yes, they are produced in Benue now. They are produced in Benue. That is why we are food basket of the nation.
Generally, you just have to take a deep look at these local cuisines to marvel at the exceptional endowment of this country with the food resources. Short of being a glutton, one can die of overeating in this place. Generally, however, NAPES has been able to bring to global notice what an exceptional country we are in terms of our resources, in terms of our people, and in terms of our culture.